I invite you to journey with me to a time before psychology existed. The unconscious still worked within our ancestors, unnamed but powerful, shaping their myths and dreams.
Karl Jung awoke with a jolt, his body pressed against the cold, wet stone. The roar of the waves came to his ears as he pulled himself up, washing the salt from his eyes. Before him stretched a fjord, blown by every wind, its cliffs crashing into the steel-gray sky. There was a pungent, lively odor of pine and brine in the air. And then he saw it, a Viking warrior silhouetted against the horizon, his massive figure tense and his knuckles white on the hilt of his sword. When he turned, Jung saw him at once, rage contorting his features, fire in his eyes that threatened to burn everything in its path. "Why does anger consume me?" growled the warrior, his voice like grinding stone. Jung recognized the shadow, the suppressed darkness curled up in the soul of every human being. This warrior's rage was more than a mere outburst. It was a tempest bursting from the depths of his unconscious. "Your rage is not your enemy," Jung said, stepping closer. "It's a part of you, the part you refuse to name." The warrior gripped his hand tighter. "I am not afraid of my power." "No," Jung objected. "You fear what it hides." Silence. The wind howled between them. Then, barely audible, betrayal. The word was like a laceration. The warrior clenched his jaws as if struggling with a confession, but the truth had already burst out, breaking between them. His brother had made an oath and broken it. His own blood had left him dead on the battlefield. Jung nodded. "This is it, the shame you buried. Rage is not your curse. It is your body's cry, demanding to face what you have ignored." The warrior exhaled heavily. "If I let it into me, it will destroy me." "No," Jung said. "It is already destroyed. By denying it, you allow it to control you." A shadow grows only in darkness. The warrior's shoulders slumped. For the first time, the fire in his eyes dimmed, not extinguished, but visible. "Then what am I to do?" "Face him," Jung said. "Not as an enemy, but as a part of yourself that you've banished. Talk to it. Listen." The warrior closed his eyes. When he opened them again, something had changed. The rage was still there, but it was no longer savage. "Now I see," he muttered. "It wasn't the battle I was afraid of. I was broken and survived." Jung smiled. "Now you will regain your power." The warrior put his sword away in its scabbard. The storm within him had not disappeared, but for the first time he stood within it, unbroken. And the fjord, once a prison of wind and isolation, had become just a place, a beginning.